Let's stop pretending it's bad enough that we both got scared. Both gave up a little to find one thing, is that there's too many parts of air that tease and touch between us. We should be more than this. Oh my lover, let's start over. Will we ever say we're sorry? It's not going to get better if we never say we're sorry.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Just making sure I've got everything on here. I feel like I'm missing something for some reason. I think that's it, man. That what was that? That was a little bit of a song called "Sorry" by Kina Grannis, I think. Kina Grannis. Kina Grannis. Kina Grannis. Who the fuck knows what it is, but that was her song called "Sorry." So there you go. I'm trying to do that little intro song. Who knows? Who knows if it's even legal? If somebody's going to come after me. I think I could play a certain amount of a song or something. I don't know. I'm not monetizing this podcast at all, so come at me, man. I give everybody credit when I do play a song, so tell you who the artist is, who the song is. I found that on YouTube, so there you go. And if they want to come at me, man. What are you going to come at me with? That I'm making money off of your song? I'm not. I'm not making any money. I might making a few friends, maybe some viewers. It's a little warm up here. I should have cut the AC on, I guess, but I have been sitting up here contemplating whether I was going to do a show. As always, I did 3 of them last week, guys. What more do you want from me? I don't know. Jesus, give me a break. But tomorrow is... What day is tomorrow? What day is today that you're listening to this? Wednesday. You got it. Wednesday. Hump day. I guess there's not really a hump day for a lot of people anymore. There's just days. Everybody's just in a daze, really. In a daze, counting the days. Hey, maybe that's a song lyric, or maybe that's something for a poem. What did I say? In a daze, 4 days. Don't steal that, guys. God damn it. I shouldn't have even written that down or made a big to-do about it. Now it's going to be all over the place. Fuck. Jesus. Now that I've got some lights rearranged in here to try and get enough light on me, and I was trying to lighten the mood a little bit. This is what I should have done when I had Tommy Altair in here. Well, you know what? We tried to do that. Tommy's all about the mood and being sexy and all these fucking things. So we had tried kind of setting the mood and doing some lighting type things, and nothing was working out. Everything was way too dark. And initially, the fucker was wearing all black, like fucking Johnny Cash or some bullshit. So, but then he went and changed the shirt to a lighter shirt, and we probably could have done some of the lighting things that we had tried earlier in the setup, but I did not. And, the reason was we were doing a Facebook Live over here, and I appreciate everybody that joined in for that. And hopefully another one's coming here shortly, but I didn't feel like doing one tonight. But initially, so we were doing a Facebook Live, and the lighting setups that we were trying to do, it was just too dark. It was too dark. The phone had to be a little bit of a distance away to capture the whole shot. And there's probably all kind of different apps and software that I could have used to maybe do a different job with it. Hell, I could have even lightened it up on my software that I use for my photo edit or film editing. So could have done a whole bunch of things. I didn't. But anyway, what was I getting at? What I was getting at was, this damn chair and carpet. What I was getting at was I figured I'd try and lighten things up a little bit today and do something a little different. For one, I don't feel like I look that great. I feel like my hair is getting really out of control because I'm not going to get a haircut. I'm not getting my nails done. I'm not getting massages. I'm not getting pedicures. I'm not getting my eyebrows waxed. None of that bullshit. Everybody stay inside and just fucking relax. Nobody gives a shit what your hair looks like right now. And I guess as I say that, I dim the lighting so you couldn't see what my hair looks like right now. But it probably looks fine. I know it looks fine. Everybody's going to say there's nothing wrong with your hair. I mean, I'm looking at myself from a couple nights ago, and it looks fine on camera. I was actually watching back the Tommy Altair episode from the other night, the Facebook Live that we did. And it was good. This is the other camera angle that it has set up. So I had the Facebook Live going up above it with my phone, and then I have my GoPro down here below it. I didn't realize that my GoPro, because I had to lower it from where I normally set it, and I didn't realize that we had this mic arm sitting right in front of Tommy's face. I don't know if you can see it from this angle here because you might be in front of this mic. But just, critical stuff that I look at when I go back and look at these things, because I go back and watch them. I watch them on my phone. I watch them on my laptop. I watch them on the big screen. I listen to them with headphones in. I listen to them without headphones on TV screens. I listen to them on Altec Lansing. The hell's it called? It's called a mini Jolt. Let's look at that. See what my Bluetooth calls it. Mini Life Jacket Jolt is what that speaker is. So anyway, what I'm saying is I'm very critical of what I'm doing out here. I'm trying to bring you guys good content. I'm trying to bring you guys fresh content. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to entertain a little bit. I'm trying to inspire and motivate somewhat. I'm trying to educate in some areas if I feel like something is interesting. So I go back and I look at these things and I try and figure out, what's something different, something new I can set up. Where can I go sit down and where can I go remotely and do something fun and exciting and new? How can I improve on the camera angles? How can I improve on the lighting? How can I improve upon the sound and intro music and whatever, man? I'm just trying to stay creative. I'm trying to stay fresh. Fresh. So... that's the show, guys. I really I have nothing else to talk about, really. Fuck. I got Leia laying over here. Leia is laying. Leia lay. Leia lay. That would be a good command, I guess. If I wanted her to lay down. I'll tell you what I've been doing all day. That's what I'll tell you. Hold on. Take a sip of this beer, by the way. While I'm doing that, while I'm pausing for a second, I'll just go ahead and open this other one. Go ahead and pour me some fresh on top of this that has gotten a little bit warm. Been sitting up here just listening to the White House coronavirus task force briefing, and I've been watching my podcasts from the other night, the Facebook Live. Been just chit-chatting with a few people. Oh, what else I've been doing? I don't know. Oh, well, I was going to tell you what I've been doing. So, Leia, I gave her a bath last night because my roommate, and I had noticed already, but my roommate had mentioned that she was getting a little stinky. Not that, he's going to give her a bath or anything, but so I said, all right. So yesterday, he went to worked a double shift out there at Accent on Wine, which I don't know why they're still open, but they are. And so I gave her a bath. Prior to giving her a bath, she needed her nails cut as well. So I still continue to cut her nails and all my dog's nails that I've had, even though I know I suck at it and that I should just take the time. But, now's not the time. I don't even know if you can go to the vet or go anywhere and get dog's nails trimmed. It doesn't seem like a necessity to me. So I wouldn't do it even if I could. But normally there's places out there. You can go to your vet. You can go to some of these dog grooming places, and they'll do it $5. Takes 5-10 minutes, whatever. But I still continue to do it. So I laid her down in my lap, and I got my little clippers out. Normally I do well. And I especially do well if I've let it go a little longer than I should have let it go, and the nail's a little bit longer, and I've got a little more room for error. Well, yesterday I thought I had a little more room for error, so I was kind of being a little haphazard with it. I wasn't really being super precise. I was just going with the guide that is on the clippers that's already inserted and made into the clipper, and I was just putting the nail in there to the guide, clipping it up. Well, I got through both her front paws, all 5 nails on both sides, and then I went to her bottom left, her rear left paw, got through 3 of the toenails, and the 4th one I clipped, and she jerked, and I knew right away when she jerked, God damn it, I fucking cut the quick or whatever the thing is that's up underneath there that makes them bleed. I've done this numerous times over the course of my life and owning dogs. I don't like to do it. I say I've done it numerous times. I've cut nails numerous times, so it's not like I do it all the time. But occasionally you nick a little nail. They even make a little thing, and I don't have any at the moment. I wish I would. But they make this little tub of stuff. I can't remember what's actually in there. I think it's the same stuff that you can get it for people that you put on your beard or your face if you nick yourself cutting. It's some kind of chalk-esque type thing that stops the bleeding. I used to have some in a little tub, yay big, about an inch high, whatever, and you could just dip their toe in there that you had nicked, and it would stop the bleeding. So I don't have any of that right now. I don't know what happened to it. I must have not transferred it with me in the move from Vegas to here, so that was, 6 years ago? So I cut her nail. I cut her quick. She's bleeding. It didn't look bad. I pulled it up, looked at it. It didn't look like there was much pooling of blood coming out of it. It's not like spurt. It doesn't spurt or anything. It just kind of oozes out of there. She stood up. I didn't really notice anything when the first couple steps she took, and then maybe just a little trickle of a smear of blood on the tile as she walked out of the house. I said, no big deal. And then I said, you know what? Man, this is a long fucking story. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give her a bath. And while I'm giving her a bath, that'll kind of rinse the toe a little bit. So I go grab her. I don't grab her. I tell her, come on, let's go get a bath. She likes it. We go into the bathroom. I start the shower head, get the temperature just right. I throw her in the tub. As soon as she stands in the running water in there, I see, some red, also some dirt. So some brown and some red. I'm colorblind. They probably mixed together. I don't know which one is which, but I saw stuff in the running water to the drain that I knew was probably blood from the toe. And then, of course, dirt, because she just, was a mess. I get her all cleaned up, washed up, dry her off, take her out, let her run around the house. She's fine for a few minutes. And then I go sit in the recliner, start watching some TV. I was watching a movie yesterday called Contagion, as a matter of fact. Great movie from 2011. If you haven't seen it, it's got Lawrence Fishburne, Matt Damon, Gwyneth Paltrow, a bunch of good people in it. It's a really good movie, especially in a time like this. Kind of gives you some insight on the thought process and some of the things that are working within our government and around the world. But anyway, a few minutes later, 30 minutes later, whatever, I started noticing a few splotches of blood here and there. I get up, I walk to the kitchen. There's some little, splotches of blood down the hallway and through the kitchen. So I'm like, fuck, it looks like a goddamn murder scene in here. And she came up and got in my lap one time in the recliner, and her foot was hanging off the edge of the foot of the recliner. And Tommy looked down, and there was a couple drops of blood down there, so she was even dripping blood. And this was, that was like 3 hours later. It wasn't even like immediately afterwards, and that thing still hadn't coagulated and clotted up. So what was I getting at? What I was getting at was what I've been doing all day is cleaning the house. So I got the vacuum out, and I vacuumed up a little bit, and then I got the steam cleaner out. Got some antibacterial spray, some Lysol. I'd spray an area of the floor, steam mop it. Spray an area of the floor, steam mop it. Anyway, so one thing I was doing was disinfecting with the steam and with the Lysol. And then the second, the third, fourth, fifth thing I was doing, whatever. Bunch of things I was doing was cleaning up the freaking bloodbath that came from Leia's stove last night. So that's what I did all day. And then the bedding that she has on the little bed that she sleeps in at night, of course, had blood on it, so I had to wash it. And so I figured while I'm washing that, I might as well launder a couple other things, some bath mats, some towels, whatever. So ended up being vacuuming and steam cleaning the floors turned into dusting and laundry and dishes and cleaning out kitchen drawers and cabinets and just kind of deep cleaning a lot of stuff. So it turned into a good thing, I guess. And that's really, I'm not going to tell people what to do, but that's really a great thing that people should be doing right now, right? I mean, we're social distancing, which I should say we're physically distancing. We're not socially distancing. We're still being very, very social with stuff like this, podcasts, Facebook Live stuff, YouTube Live, Instagram Live. Everybody's going live now. Everybody's got a freaking podcast. Everybody's got a radio show. Everybody's got a live account. Everybody's getting in front of the camera. I don't know where all these people have been and why we haven't had more content out there to begin with, but it seems like everybody is a videographer now, and it's great. I love to see the creativity. I love to see people getting out there and providing entertainment for other people and information and whatever else you're sharing out there. So I even put out there earlier that I wish I would start seeing some Facebook Live comedy shows. So if you're a comedian out there and you're out of work, you haven't been hitting any clubs and doing that kind of stuff, let's get yourself some laugh tracks together and get some editing. Get your little soundboard with some sound effects or whatever. Have somebody help you out. Excuse me, and let's get some comedy out there, man. I'm ready to see some people throw it down. And let's get some topical comedy and get out there. I mean, it can be done. You know, at first, we even said the other night on this podcast that we didn't know how comedy would work live like that without an audience, but people are doing it. Go out there and look at any of the late shows, The Tonight Show, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert. Who else? I don't know. The Daily Show. All these people are out there doing it from their living room, from their hallway, from their bathrooms, and just with you just see a bookshelf behind them, you see lights, you see whatever, and people are doing all this creative stuff. It's funny. Howard Stern was saying it's great because you get to see what's in people's houses and how people are living, which I guess that's great. That could be very bad, but hopefully people are policing their areas when they are filming. I know we've had some issues on this podcast in the beginning where we maybe left some paraphernalia or some things out that we really didn't need people seeing. So you got to kind of watch out for that stuff. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, drinking high Alai again. I drank that, I think, on last Tuesday's show that I put out right before Mr. Gordon Peters showed up over here. But everybody stay safe. I was going to get into a little bit of coronavirus stuff, but I really don't think I am. I mean, I guess the only two things that I could say is, if you're out there in the world and you're watching and you're looking for information, which I don't see how you haven't already got this information, but we are quarantining for another 30 days here in the United States. The president and the task force has put out the order that started yesterday, I believe. 30 days. So we're going till April 30th. I guess it's more than 30 days. I guess it maybe starts tomorrow. And then our own governor here in the state of South Carolina put out a shelter-in-place order that, said only essential businesses will now be open, which I think we were kind of already in that place. But, he listed a lot of things in his order that I'm like, how in the fuck are these things? Why were they still open 2 weeks ago, much less they shouldn't be open today? But, listed places like bowling alleys and arcades and theaters and nail salons and hair salons. And I could see nail and hair maybe are still open, but massage parlors, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it seemed like a lot of common sense stuff, but after 21 plus years in the military, I've realized that there is no such thing as common sense. There's sense, but there's no common sense. So don't ever think, oh, that's common sense. There is no such thing. So he had to say what needed to be said, because if not, people have no sense. They have no common sense, and they would not do the things that he said we should not be doing. Or they would not, you know what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying, guys. But, all right, that's all I got, man. I really have nothing else to say. I just want to get on, make sure I put out a Wednesday show and kind of keep some consistency going. If something exciting happens and I think there is a need for an additional show, then I'll put together an additional show. I want to do another live show as well. So once I kind of figure out something that I want to do live, then I will do that. Speaking of something live, I saw something earlier, and I'll tag him in this post actually. But Noah Grove is putting together, and he's on Facebook, by the way. He's a friend of mine, musician here in Somerville. But he's putting together an open mic live on Facebook, and it looked great. He was out there explaining it today on what he wanted to do, and he's got a whole, I think he's using the same software that Mike Friend was using for our Facebook Live video that we did at the Flim Shady Rest with Flim Shady and Bummerville Amphitheater, which I can't remember what that software is, OB something, or the app or website, something. Hold on, let's see. I can find it real quick, like OSB app. I think it's an app. It might be a website. I don't know. OSB, just search that. And I think that's what he's using to superimpose some of these things on the Facebook Live feed that he's doing, which I need to do on my next one. I need to put the Craft Conversation logo or something in the corner. But he had a list of the artists that had signed up for the open mic over here. He had who was actually at the mic over here, down in this corner. Had who was on deck to be on the mic. And you would see a full screen right there, and then he would actually Skype in with these artists that are on the list, and you would see a split screen Skype. Noah would introduce the artist that's going to be performing on the Skype feed. Then the Skype feed takes over the full screen. You see the artist perform their set. Then it goes back to a split screen, then back to Noah to introduce the person that was on deck will now take over, and a new person will come up on deck. So very intricate. Seems very creative. He has found a way, and I hope it works for him. I don't know when the first open mic was going to be, but go out there and just follow Noah Grove on Facebook and look for some great stuff from him. It seems like it's going to be a good idea, so I hope it works, and I'm looking forward to checking it out myself. So, and that is definitely it. Nope, it's not it. I'm not going to do an advertisement for Loose Property Services today. I don't even know if they're doing anything at the moment. I'll have to text Brandon and see. But I guess the other thing is, the only other event that I know of off the top of my head without going in and looking them up is Eric Barnett is going to be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe. And he is going to be doing songs by Tom Waits. So if you're a Tom Waits fan, then I think you're going to want to tune in, because he does a great job with those tunes, and he does a good job with his Facebook Live, and he's a great musician. So check him out. So Noah Grove and Eric Barnett's the only two people I got on top of my head right now that I can hook you up with. So, all right, guys, that is all I'm going to talk about tonight, and I will talk to you soon. Who knows when soon is? Next week? A day? A couple days? Stay tuned to find out. Hit those notification buttons, the like buttons, the share buttons, all the buttons. Stay tuned, buddy. All right. Talk to you soon for real.